you would like a copy of this PowerPoint, I don't know if enough were made or if they are in black and white, but if you like the pretty colors, then you can talk to Elizabeth or send her an email, and she will be sure to get that to you as soon as possible. I want to thank Elizabeth for inviting me to give this presentation of domestic violence, and I know that this is a very diverse group with individuals from many different countries, and it may not be as easily said to do or prevent domestic violence in your home than it is actually to do it. So it is important that you understand up front that a strategic safety plan is needed in whatever method that you feel you need to put in place in order to leave or to stay. Because some people don't want to leave, and we have to respect their decision and how they wish to proceed in their situation. Because if I'm on the outside looking in, I have a whole lot of suggestions on what you should do. But the only person that knows what you should do is you. And don't allow anybody, regardless of whom or what position they may hold, or what family member or friend convince you that they know what is best for you, because they are not living your reality. And it's important that you understand that the decisions, all decisions that you make in that situation is the right one, because you are making it for you. Whether you choose to stay or whether you choose to leave, you are the best person to decide what to do in that situation. Domestic violence is a social issue that is just not in the United States, but it is worldwide. And every culture handles domestic abuse differently. And we have to understand and respect the culture that we deal with in the United States and abroad, so that no one feels isolated, humiliated, left alone, not knowing what to do, or feeling that no one cares. If you're feeling like no one cares, then you have to expand your thinking and understand that you're not the only one that is going through it. Someone closest to you or closer to you than you think is really living in a domestic violence situation. It may not be physical, because 80% of domestic violence is not physical. 20% is physical. Unfortunately, when we see the news, all we get is the physical. The mutilation, the death, the boyfriend kicking the door in, the husband killing the wife and the children. But when you hear a statistic that says every 9 seconds a woman is abused, I want to shift your thinking to go back to the number 1. Because we think instantly, number 9, wow, he's really hitting her, he's really doing this. But you see, it took a verbal assault to get to the number 9. So if we can concentrate on the 1, the verbal, helping people to communicate better, helping to use the right words in articulating your disappointment and your frustration, having pros and cons to write what I like and what I don't like, and being open to hear the criticism from someone else tweaking you, then we will be better to accept what they're saying, look at ourselves, and if the changes need to be made, then we can make the changes. And if they don't need to be made, then keep them to yourself. But you don't have to strike out at someone because someone has noticed a flaw within us, because we're all flawed. None of us are perfect. So the title of the presentation is Strengthening, Healing, and Empowering Ourselves After Trauma. Trauma does not necessarily mean domestic violence. It could be any trauma. It could be a loss. Someone passed in your life that was very close to you. You just found out that your hours have been cut. That's trauma.
Yeah.
You could find out that you've been reassigned to another position. That's trauma. So we're here to try to help you to understand trauma in one sense and try to apply it overall, because all of us go through one form of trauma in one way or another. So with that, so understand, if you have questions, please ask. The only question, the only dumb question is the question that's not asked. Okay? So the first one is, what is trauma? And there are two types, physical and mental. The physical is what we seem to concentrate on the most, because if my arm is hurting, then I want to get a sling. If my head is hurting, then I want to go take a pill. If my leg is injured, then I want to put a cast. But the mental, which are frightening thoughts and painful feelings, are the ones that last the longest. When you're going through a domestic violence situation and the abuser says things to you, understand that they are said to control and to hurt and to make you feel less about yourself. So if you can understand that and see that they're coming from a position of pain also, because for whatever reason they feel that they need to control you in order for them to feel better, then you will understand that I really don't have to accept what the person is saying to me. Because sometimes if I'm feeling badly, I will inflict that upon you to make you feel the way I want you to feel, when actually I really don't feel that way. But then once I see that it's getting to you, then I've won, because that's the feeling that I want you to have. There are 5 basic human needs. One is the need to be safe, the need to trust. During and after a domestic violence situation, the first thing that goes is trust. How can I trust anybody, let alone the person who's abusing me, but how can I trust my children to keep my secret? How can I trust my friend if I tell her she's not going to go tell everybody in the World Bank? How can I trust that once I leave this, he's not going to follow me? So trust is a very serious issue. The need to feel some control over one's life. Sometimes you may feel that you have turned over your control because you want someone else to make you feel happy. You want someone else to make you feel important, when you should make yourself feel important. And the person that's coming into your life is only enhancing what you already have. So if you don't already have it, and you're looking for somebody to give it, then you've already given up your control, because now this person has come into your life to try to make you happy instead of you making yourself happy. The need to feel a value. Once we diminish our value within ourselves, then we allow people to treat us whatever way we think that we should be treated. There's a line that all of us have that's drawn in the sand. Once somebody crosses that line, do you erase it and put another one? Or do you say, you know what, you need to back up because you just crossed my line. Okay, I speak straight words, so I'm not always politically correct in how I express myself, but I mean, if I cross the line, then you need to back up, or if you're going to draw another line, don't draw it closer to you, draw it away from you.